Have you ever sat down to try finishing a project or idea, and then you find yourself on the couch eating snacks? Yeah, me too. So with all that said, let's explore how to unlock our brains for focus and productivity. Our brains are absolute masterpieces. They can really work well if we know how to get them working well. But at the same time, our brains can be our absolute worst enemy if we don't know how to take advantage of how they work. Our brains require clarity. So everything in today's video is about building your life around clear goals and cutting things out that don't really get you there. If you want to get somewhere and you want to have a lifestyle where you focus, you have to begin to build your mindset and life around that. So let's jump in with how to do that, starting with setting goals. Setting goals is all about clearly defining what you want to do. I used to be a guy that would just dream and I'd be in the clouds and I'd be imagining the life I want, but I never actually took the time to figure out what exactly that looks like and how to start stepping in that direction. And it wasn't until I started writing things down that I realized like, oh, I'm not going to get to where I want to go unless I do this, this, and this. And this is super simple to do, but it will take you some time. You need to actually think about what your idea is and write it down. So I want to help you do that by giving you some practical things that you can actually answer. And also the things that I'm going to talk about, I will put in the description of today's video so that you can take it and you can answer these things for yourself. All right, so you need to start with your idea. Write down what your idea is. If you're doing a clothing brand, write down the clothing brand and write down kind of like what you want it to be about. What do you want people to feel when they see it? What makes you unique and stand out? Write things down as clearly and as simply as possible. Next, I want you to think about your target audience and how you're actually helping them. Now that you got that, you're going to define like a 10-year vision. So like in 10 years from now, where do you want your business to be? You can think and dream big here. This is about setting yourself a clear picture of kind of like the long-term end goal. Think about what impact you want your business to have and what it's going to look like in 10 years and write that picture down as clearly as possible. Now that you've got the 10-year vision, I want you to break things down into 3 years from now and also 1 year from now. How are you going to begin to get to that 10-year big long-term vision? Break things down to a few years and then to 1 year and be as clear and as specific as possible. And you're allowed to dream a bit, but like think realistically, like what can you actually get to if you start working towards that? Great. Now we're going to get down to details so you can start to plan action steps to getting towards your big goals. So think in 90-day periods. The reason why we want to think in 90-day periods is because that's what most people's brains are able to handle. So if you want to get a lot of things done and work towards your 1 year goal and eventually 10-year goal, break things down into 90-day periods. What are a few big things you want to tackle in 90 days to build towards your big idea, right? Now, once you got the 90 days done, break this down into month by month. So basically what you're doing is you're starting really big and you're just breaking it down. Then after that, I want you to break everything down into a weekly schedule. You can use Google Calendar for this. I use Canva actually, and here's one of my templates that I use. I create like a flex schedule because sometimes my schedule can change and I have a few different things going on. I want you to break down your schedule and what you're trying to accomplish and ensure you give yourself enough realistic time to work towards your goals. And finally, I want you to think about the day-to-day. I would encourage you to get a to-do list app and I want you to basically like break things down to the day by day. This is all about gaining clarity on what you're trying to accomplish and how you're going to get there. The more clearly you paint the picture, the easier it will be for your brain to actually get there and make those connections needed. Great. So now that you kind of have an idea what you're going for and what it's going to take to get there practically, I want you to look at your week again. And I want you to think about what is actually helping me get towards my goal and what isn't. For myself, I want to actually make this channel work. I took a break from it for a while. I put off the back burner on the back burner and now I'm kind of taking it off, right? And I want to focus on this. I want to build this because I want to help people practically. And in order for me to actually like build this channel, I've had to cut out some things and I've had to dedicate more time to this. So what I want you to think about is what do I need to cut out in order to actually pursue my goal? And this isn't about like, you know, having no fun in life, you know, still schedule and play. We need play. We need work. We need play. We need rest. We need learning time. But I want you to basically think about what do I need to cut out to actually pursue my goal? And finally, if you want to unlock your brain for focus and productivity, you need to change your lifestyle and center it around productivity. If you want something in life, you've got to be about it. If there's anything you want to pursue, you've got to put your whole being into it. You've got to ensure that hobbies you have, the things you're doing, are supporting your productivity and your focus. You've got to ensure that you're doing everything you can so that you can perform at your best. I want to encourage you to let your lifestyle support your growth and you building your idea. So if you want to completely change your lifestyle so you can support focus and productivity, here's a few suggestions that I have for you. Number one, change what you're consuming digitally. Listen, we are what we eat, and that applies to digital things. So I want to encourage you to choose to engage with content that's actually going to help you grow and learn. And I don't want you to be like, a stick in the mud about it. I still watch Impractical Jokers and stuff like that when I need to have some digital junk food. But for the most part, like, I'm not scrolling anymore. I'm not looking at things that don't help me, because, by looking at those things, my brain has to think about them, and that might distract my brain from thinking about the ideas and things I want it to think about. Like, I want to be solving problems. I want to be building this channel, and I cannot be distracting myself with a million things. I want to encourage you to declutter your media consumption. Be specific about the things you'll consume. Unfollow accounts that don't help you. And if you need some digital junk food, be intentional about it. If it's not adding value to you, it's taking value. Don't allow what you're consuming to take away from your lifestyle and what you're trying to gain. Number two, cultivate stillness. So this is just taking time throughout the day to sit still and think. This is where you do deep breathing exercises. I'm in the habit of just breathing slowly throughout the day to help myself relax. I'm in the habit of thinking through and reflecting and slowing down. You never know what your brain might come up with if you allow it some time to think. Number three, create an intentional morning routine. This is another one that, I did not like applying or trying at first, but I really see the benefit of it now. Naturally, I'm a bit of a night owl. I'm up late, but recently I've had to change my lifestyle so that I can support what I'm trying to do. So legit, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll go outside and just kind of wake myself up with sunlight. I won't look at my phone or social media, and then I go and dance to exercise. And then after that, I brush my teeth, shower, and then I look in the mirror afterwards and speak affirmations over myself. And then after that, I spend some time praying, thinking, reflecting, and just planning for the day. I have a pretty slow morning. It's kind of jam-packed, but everything's very intentional. And this whole time, I'm creating space for me to wake up, but also for me to gain that clarity that I need. This is super important if you want to be successful and pursue after ideas. Your morning routine is so essential. So I'd encourage you to be intentional about it. Number four, focus on what's right in front of you. So if you're learning content, watching a video, put down your phone, close the other tabs, and just watch the video. Put it on full screen and just watch it. Pay attention to the content. If you need to, take notes. Practice focusing on the one thing that you're trying to do. This might seem counterintuitive with our culture of multitasking and all that, but it actually will help you to be more productive. You'll be more effective in what you do, and you'll be able to get more out of it. And finally, number five, check in with yourself often. So this is about reassessing your weekly schedule, reassessing your goals, reassessing how you're doing during the day. Just check in with yourself. For example, at the end of each week, I check my schedule and I'll redo it. I'll remake it depending on what I need to do so I can actually accomplish my goals. I do this so that I can cut out things that don't matter and stay focused on what does. It's super important to do this and to be real and objective with yourself so that you can actually get towards where you want to go. All right, you've got the blueprint on how to unlock your brain so you can have focus and productivity in your life. I want to encourage you right now to choose one thing from this video that you're going to apply. Put it in the comments below, and also encourage others in the comments to go after it. With all that said, I believe in you. You can go and get your idea off the back burner. I'll see you in the next video.